Distinguished men from the Convocation, welcome to the University of Medical Sciences in Ondo City, proudly Nigeria's first specialized medical sciences institution, located in the Sunshine State, Ondo State. Let me quickly, as possible, we have to take the anthems based on the program, so we will be on our feet and take the national anthem, thereafter the university anthem. So can you please be on our feet as we take the anthems? The university anthem.
Making room to pursue excellence for research that we've get to all to achieve the best in health sciences, build a nation, change the world, touching lives and making impact in the nation is our goal. Touching lives and making impact is how we will grow. Unimed, giving hope for a better tomorrow. Unimed, that's all else for a greater nation. Pathway to a healthy nation, protecting medical innovation and the benchmark in health education. Step by step in one accord, touching lives and making impact in the nation is our goal. Touching lives and making impact is how we will grow. Unimed, giving hope for a better tomorrow. Unimed, that's all else for a greater nation.
Thank you. Please be seated. Once again, on behalf of the management of the University of Medical Sciences, UNIMED Ondo, I want to warmly welcome you all distinguished members of the press to the 5th in the series of pre-convocation press conferences that have been held in the University of Medical Sciences, UNIMED Ondo. And we have here the eggheads of the university, proudly led by the Vice Chancellor, who is Professor of Public Health and Community Medicine, and he is actually the... Okay. So we want to welcome the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Adesegun Olayiwola Fatusi, FNA Med FAS. A round of applause for him. Thank you very much. We also want to warmly recognize and welcome on this occasion the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic of the university. She is actually specialized in the area of molecular and cellular parasitology. Please put your hands together for Professor Ms. Angela Ayamuba. Let me also warmly welcome and recognize on this occasion the Registrar of the University, Assistant Administrator, in person of Dr. Wadola J. Ekundayo. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to warmly recognize on this occasion the Chairman for the 5th Planning Committee for the Chairman for the 5th Convocation Planning Committee of the University, in person of Professor Olumide Ogundansi. We have here today the Bursar of the University, in person of Mr. M.S. Oluwanife Shitu, FCA. Permit me also, sir, to warmly recognize and welcome on this occasion the Deputy Chairman for the Planning Committee of the 5th Convocation Ceremony of the University, and actually she is the Director of the Center for Gender Studies and Health Equity of the University, in person of Professor Augustina Nireti Buyele. Welcome. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, we also have on this occasion the deans here present. Let me go to the Dean Faculty of Allied Health Sciences of the University, in person of Professor Abdulaziz Adiremi Abubakar. Welcome, sir. And we also have the Dean for the Faculty of Sciences of the University, in person of Professor Olufumilayo Omoba. Welcome, ma'am. Let me also warmly welcome and recognize on this occasion the Director for the ICT of the University, in person of Dr. Ebenezer Olajuyigbese ITP. Welcome, sir. That should be the size of... Oh, and we also have on this occasion the Director for Olushida Campus of the University, in person of Dr. Jacob Olalekan Arawande. Welcome, sir. That should be the size of the recognition from the management of the university. For now, can we meet the media houses that we have? Do we have the microphone for them? So that we introduce ourselves one by one. Tell us your name, the media house that you are representing.
Thank you very much. My name is Omori Olahunbeji, representing OSRC Media Group.
My name is Daniela Koribenti, representing Punch newspaper.
Good morning. My name is Adiwale Momo, the guardian. I write for Nigeria today. Akim Bedanasis.
Now I know you, Tribune. People are here. All the other ones are more Tribune.
I'm of the Vanguard. My name is Dio Johnson. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ayodeji Moradiyo, but my colleagues here call me the only incoming in journalism.
Where is Peter?
Peter is to send
okay, sender.
I represent TVC News. TVC News.
Yeah. The nickname.
Incoming, only coming. Yeah. No, very soon. I don't big details, so very soon I'll be
So, and let me quickly, as possible, warmly recognize other technical staff that we have on this occasion. We have the SAR and the Vice Chancellor of this Mr. Welcome. From the advancement unit of the university, Mr. Good Day, and Mr. Adetono from the Center for Health Profession and Biomedical Education of the university. You are all welcome, and other technical staff that we have on this station are highly recognized. We have come to the main part of this program, which is the Convocation address, and this will be delivered by the Vice Chancellor of the university. Please join me in welcoming Professor Adeshegun Olayiwola Fakulty, FNM.
When you want to speak, this is where they dress you as if you are going for marriage. Good morning, everyone, again. Coming to this room, I just see faces who are all friends in the media and the academia. I think that when I leave this job, I should go and join the media. At least I can receive anytime. And I can begin to enjoy like you are doing. My colleagues in the management team, Professor Rosangela Nwuba, our very able Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, our Registrar, Dr. Wale Akundayo, our Bossa, Ms. Olin Feshitu, the Chair and the Deputy Chair of our Planning Committee for this convocation, Professor Olumide Ogundansi, Professor Nireti Duilemi, both of whom are also council members of our university. I want to salute our deans here, represented by two very able deans, Professor Abdulaziz Aderemi Abubakar and Professor Olufunlayo Shajo Moba. Let me recognize our director who will be hosting us at this great event, Dr. Jacob Arawande, and our director of ICT, Dr. Ebenezer Olajuigbe. I want to also recognize my colleagues from the Vice Chancellor's office. I'm sure my voice sounded one kind, forgive me. If you need me to raise my voice, let me know. From the media group, from Center for Health Professional Education, and our dear gentlemen of the press. It's an honor to have you here with us this day. I sincerely welcome you on behalf of the leadership of this university to this pre-convocation press conference, which more or less marks the unveiling of the convocation event for this year. This is our 5th convocation, and as I was thinking about this, my mind went back to what 5 actually mean in biblical numerology. Means grace, means favor. And truly, it's a season of favor that we are celebrating, and a time we are celebrating God's faithfulness in our life as an institution. Our convocation will be taking place this week on Thursday, 1st of February. And I'd like to start by highlighting to you the significance of this event. As Nigeria's first specialized medical and health sciences university, we are very proud that we have remained at the forefront of medical education in our country. And this ceremony is particularly significant because it marks the first time that physicians will be produced on the soil of Ondo State. And these young men, this young physician will be graduating along with many other very promising young people from many fields that we have in our university. Interestingly, we are not just graduating one set of physicians, we are on this occasion graduating 4 sets of physicians. That had never happened in this of Nigeria. We have to celebrate on this occasion 2 sets of medical practitioners and 2 sets of dental practitioners. As I said, In Nigeria's 76-year-old history of one universities, this is the very first. In addition, maybe I just quickly remind you, I'm sure many of you are part of those events when we had the professional induction of our first set of doctors on the 23rd of May 2023. And on the 19th of December, we had the professional induction of the second set of medical doctors and the first and second set of our dental practitioners. Again, it might interest you to know that in the history of our country, no university had produced dentists in its first 10 years, none. Why? Because it takes so much to train dentists. We are proud to say we set a new record, producing 2 sets of dental practitioners within a short history of 9 years as an institution. Despite the fact that Nigeria has hundreds of universities, and virtually every state in this country has a university. In fact, many states have multiple universities. Outside the Lagos state that has the Lagos State University, there is no state in this country that has trained a doctor, that has trained a dentist. We are the second state university to ever train dentists in the history of Nigeria. We are indeed very proud of our record and thankful to God for how He has helped us. Many people are training doctors across the country now. One of the things people don't realize is what it takes to graduate medical doctors. And when you take a cursory look at our environment, Southwest Nigeria, it will probably be clear how significant this event is. We are graduating our 2 sets of physicians within 10 years. In the last 20 to 30 years, no school, no public school had graduated doctors 10 years after they started the training. And I can give you a few examples. Just looking at the Southwest Nigeria, one of our neighboring states took 13 years to graduate its first set of doctors after they entered medical school. 2 other ones started their medical school. They had to close midway. And if you want name, I'll mention specific name. They had to close their schools. And I'm speaking specifically, if you want. Ekiti has to close its medical school. Osho had to close its medical school. LATEC took 13 years to graduate. We are graduating our 2 first sets in a space of just about 8 years. And if we didn't have COVID, we will have graduated them exactly about 6 years. And that was because even though COVID did not affect other studies, it affected clinics. Students couldn't go to the clinics, and that was why we are delayed. So we are proud that we are on course and we are making steady progress as a university. As our newly minted physicians go into the world, with their degrees proudly written as MBBS Ondo and BDS Ondo, and demonstrate excellence in medical and dental practice, the name of the Sunshine State will reverberate for good around the world. Today, we are also graduating, or on this occasion, we are also graduating our first cohort from 3 undergraduate programs: Health Information Management, Environmental Health Science, and Community Health Science. Let me quickly add that our Community Health Science graduates are the first set of BSc degree holder in that discipline in the history of Nigeria, even though the regulatory body has been established as far back as 1992. In addition, we are also celebrating our first set of graduates from 4 master programs: Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Public Health, Master of Science in Health Law and Policy, and Master of Science in Medicine and Organic Chemistry. Our Master of Science in Health Law and Policy, by the way, is the only one of its kind in Nigeria. And we have even moved further to start a PhD program in that area this year. On this occasion, we are graduating 528 students, as opposed to just a little bit about 300 that were graduated last year. 528 undergraduate and 57 from postgraduate program, making a total of 585 graduates. A total of 183 students are graduating from professional programs that have unclassified degrees. MBBS, for example, don't get first class, second class, they are unclassified. So 96 students are graduating from medicine, 12 students from dentistry, 75 students from physiotherapy. For those who are earning classified degrees, we have a total of 348 of them, consisting of 19 who are graduating with first class, constituting about 5.5%, 217 with second class upper, 62.9%, and 94 students are graduating with second class lower, 27.2%, and 15 students only with third class honors, 4.3%. It's exciting that the number of prizes and awards in our university is growing. And one of the significant ones we have to mark and celebrate this year is an endowment that had come from the traditional ruler of this time himself. So we have one of the awards to be given is about Dr. Victor Adesimbo Cladijo Prize for the most outstanding graduate in character in medical graduating class. Let me place on record our gratitude to our royal father, not just for this prize, but for the support we have been enjoying. Very significantly, we have two prizes that the university itself has initiated to celebrate two great men whose lives have touched our institution, and without whom we probably won't be here today. The first is the Olusegun Mimiko Prize for the best graduating student in Master of Science in Public Health Program. And the second is Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Odo Akeredolu Prize for the best student in Master of Science in Health Law and Policy. I'd like to just quickly highlight some of our progress in the last 1 year. That is required by law, actually, as part of convocation. As I've said, we are pleased that we have gotten to this point where we are graduating physicians in Ondo State. As of last year, when we were graduating, when we were doing our last convocation, this university could only take 50 students per year for medicine. That's what we are approved for. I'm glad to announce that we have been approved since that time, by middle of last year, to admit 100. So we have doubled our admission quota. In the last couple of weeks, our admission quota had further been increased to 125 for medicine. And for dentistry, we are having 15 now. As of the time we had our last convocation, I announced that our quota for nursing had been increased from 75 to 150. I'm glad to announce that today we have further been increased to 200 for nursing. I'm also glad to let you know that last year we participated in a number of accreditation programs, and there's no program in this university that does not have the required accreditation, both from NUC and from relevant regulatory bodies. This year, last year, this academic session, that's what it is. So when you had last year, this year, forgive me, this academic session, we have 13 new courses that we have been approved to start. That includes audiology, biotechnology, complementary and alternative medicine, dental technology, dental therapy, healthcare administration and hospital management, information technology and health informatics, medical physics, medicinal chemistry, occupational therapy, and pharmacology. It might interest you to note that we are the first to start many of these courses. In fact, we wrote the curriculum for NUC, and so today, the Nigerian University has become richer because of the effort we have made to introduce new courses. I'm also delighted to let you know that our first cohort of community science took their professional exam last year and we recorded 100%. In the history of our university, our nursing students had never scored anything less than 100% in their professional exam. In the current academic session that started in October, we admitted the first set of students into our new 6-year program of Doctor of Physiotherapy. We have also admitted our first set of students into what is Nigeria's first program called Transitional Doctor of Physiotherapy, where those who had BSc before in physiotherapy can come now for their doctoral program in physiotherapy. We are excited that we are leading the field of medical rehabilitation, not just in Nigeria, but across West Africa. We have the largest number of collections of courses in medical rehabilitation in Nigeria and in West Africa. We have 4 of them today: physiotherapy, occupational therapy, prosthetic orthotics, and audiology. And by God's grace, we'll be adding the 5th, speech therapy, in October. And we are proud that we are the only one today that still has a faculty of medical rehabilitation anywhere in West Africa. And we do hope that we continue to open up opportunities for graduates in the field of medical rehabilitation to grow educationally. As of today, we have a partnership with the Federal College of Orthopedic Technology in Nairobi, where we are now taking their diploma holders to pursue programs in BSc in prosthetics. We hope we can do that with many other professional schools, like the Federal School of Occupational Therapy in Oshodi, the School of Audiology at National Ear Center in Kaduna, and a number of other ones. We do hope that we can truly broaden this field for many young people to grow their capacity. Permit me to speak for a moment on our postgrad program. This year, this new academic session, we have postgrad program starting in about 15 areas. We have our master's postgrad diploma in nursing education. We are starting our master's and PhD in nursing sciences, master's and PhD in physiotherapy, master of science in sports science, master of science in sports medicine, and PhD in health law and policy. Our newly rolled out program in clinical sciences have virtually become the flagship in that area. They include MSc and PhD degree in clinical science, MSc and PhD in community medicine and public health, MSc and PhD in dental science, MSc and PhD in pathologic science, and MSc and PhD in surgical sciences. Currently, we have 40 specialist physicians and surgeons enrolled in this new program. And we are excited to be partnering with the West African College of Surgeons in the running of this program. And we hope we will also sign an agreement with the West African College of Physicians very soon, so that we'll be running this together. Permit me to just talk a little bit about our partnership as we move forward. One of our new agendas at the university is to be a model tertiary institution for disability-inclusive education in Nigeria and West Africa. Among others, we have set the goal of improving the access of people who are living with disabilities or who have the mental capacity to get university education if they choose to come to University of Medical Sciences. To that effect, we have recently established the Office of Disability Affairs and Services, the mandate of which includes providing equitable access to education opportunities for people irrespective of their disability status. That office will be involved in developing teaching and learning resources and providing practical support to students with disabilities so that they can optimize their education experience. It will also drive advocacy and institutional actions to ensure that our curricula become more disability friendly, including ensuring that our medical students and nursing students take compulsory classes in Nigerian Sign Language, so that when they come to meet people who are deaf, they can interact with them and give them a sense of welcome and service that they deserve, like all of us do deserve. I want to thank the United States Agency for International Development that has supported us towards establishing that office and actually linked us to the oldest university in disability services, Gallaudet University in US, that is 160 years old now. Interestingly, the head of that university is a Nigerian lady that is deaf. That amazing work that she's doing out there in that university. One of the fields we are also excited about is the field of African herbal medicine. We do feel that that's a neglected area, and we are intentional about our interest in pushing the agenda for advancement of African herbal medicine and integrating African herbal medicine into orthodox medicine. We strongly believe that it is time to put an end to the inexcusable neglect of the huge and untapped potential of our God-given heritage in terms of African medicine. And African medicine holds one of the surest key to unlocking the door for Nigeria and Africa to make great contributions to drug development globally. That understanding underlies our establishment of the Center for Herbal Medicine and Drug Discovery. And today we have partnership with with what used to be known as the Teaching, Entrepreneurship and Mentoring Center in Okigbo that has over 6 hectares of medicinal plant. Today, that center has become the Tolu Odubemi Center for Herbal Medicine under the umbrella of our university. We are grateful to Professor Tolu Odubemi, celebrated Nigerian academic, past Vice Chancellor of University of Lagos, foundational Vice Chancellor of what is now known as Olusegun Agagru, University of Science and Tech, for the partnership we are enjoying. Distinguished members, gentlemen of the press, I'm glad that we are working with the West African Health Organization to truly advance African herbal medicine, and we do hope that in the years to come, the impact of that partnership will be visible across our nation and will reverberate throughout West African region. One of the things that also makes me very excited is the growing portfolio we have in the area of such grants. And I want to thank all our hard-working staff and very innovation-minded staff who have continued to win grants. One of the things we are also very proud of as a university, whose motto is for learning and community services, is our passion and commitment to community services. For the 3rd year running, we have run the annual debate program for primary schools in Ondo State. We also run a science, technology and engineering and mathematics program for secondary schools in this state. We have the fund schools, we give them seed fund for their students to produce innovative products that can be used by the Nigerian population. And the best winning schools share a prize of 1 million. Our Institute of Community Health Innovation and Development has continued to implement our homegrown and innovative community health initiative called the Sustainable Primary Care Model in Okigbo and in Ilutitu in the Okitipa local government. And this year we are funding new community-oriented action research projects. One of them that will be run by our Center for Adolescent Health and Development will focus on mental health literacy in secondary schools, while our Center for Gender and Health Equity will be addressing gender-based violence in secondary schools through the research that we are funding as a university. Permit me to just highlight a few things regarding our infrastructural development. Over the last 12 months, our university has recorded some infrastructural development, including the completion of a new learning resource center and the second phase of our health center at the Odoshita campus area, which we now house our laboratory unit. All of this from our internal generated revenue. We have also recently completed the multidisciplinary laboratory building right in this campus, funded by the state government. In addition, a water sanitation and hygiene station of the Kamomi Akiti Accelerated Water Scheme has also been completed by the Ondo State Rural Water Scheme and Sanitation Agency at our main campus. And we look forward to the Governor, Honorable Lucky Orimisan Aiyedatiwa, commissioning those projects. We are making greater progress in our new campus, which is our main campus, even though that progress is a bit slower than we have anticipated. Among others, we have a 150-seater lecture theater that already been roofed, and we do hope NDDC will continue to work on it so that we can commission that in the next couple of months. Our work around the Oluwakinbo Faculty of Pharmacy is continuing so that we can start our Faculty of Pharmacy formally by October this year. I'm grateful particularly to Chief Oluwakinbo and Ms. Okorakinbo, who are our highest donor today. And I would like to put on record our deep appreciation to the Governor of this state, His Excellency Honorable Lucky Orimisan Aiyedatiwa, for his quick intervention for the release of the 250 million that the government pledged towards this faculty building. I also want to put on record our unending gratitude to the immediate past governor of the state, a man of great courage and excellence, Orakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, whose passion for this university has remained unparalleled. He initiated that process, and we are glad that the new governor, according to his promise, that will build on the foundation laid by Orakunrin Akeredolu, we are glad that he has been able to initiate this fund for us. We are thankful to him. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end this with some thanks. Like I said, we are deeply grateful to Orakunrin Akeredolu. We pray that his soul will rest in perfect peace. We are thankful to the current governor for the great passion he has shown in the few weeks he has been here to support our university. I want to thank our University Council under the leadership of a great scholar, Professor Ayodele Ojolu, and the members of the council for their support for our university development. I'm grateful to the members of the Senate who constitute the nucleus of our academic affairs for their support and for being visionary towards our agenda of a better and greater future for University of Medical Sciences Ondo. I'm proud that for the 9th year running, we have held tenaciously to our record of being a university without disruption in our academic program. That is a record that can hardly be matched by any public university in Nigeria today. I'm deeply grateful to all our staff, as well as our students, for their cooperation and commitment to maintaining a peaceful environment. I want to particularly thank the leadership of our staff union for their mature approach to issues, their willingness to dialogue, and openness to cooperate with management without compromising the ideal of their union and the benefit of their members. I'm grateful to the members of our University Advancement Foundation under the able leadership of Chief Olabenton Famutimi, the chairman, and Chief Stephen Akeretoye, the vice chairman, for their efforts in trying to help us raise more support. I want to thank my friend, brother, and colleague, Dr. Oluwalege, the Chief Medical Director of our teaching hospital, and his team for the partnership we enjoy in having facilities for clinical training for our students. I'm grateful to all our other partners, including our project funders, and such as Ford Foundation, and committed members of the Friends of UniMed Fund. I am sincerely grateful to my colleagues in the university management team and the leadership at every level of our university administration, our able deans, directors, head of departments, and non-academic departments for their commitment and diligence. I cannot but thank my great friends and colleagues in the Vice Chancellor's office for their sense of loyalty, commitment, diligence, and sacrifice. Let me end by thanking the chairman of our planning committee for this convocation and his team, Professor Olumide Ogundansi, for the dedication they brought to bear on this job. Gentlemen of the press, it's a great honor to have you here. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause.
Serious.
We are coming now to the interactive session where distinguished men will have the opportunity to ask some questions at this point. Whereas we like to limit the bulk of our time, the number of questions that we need to take for this maybe to less than 5. 5 questions should be enough. They want it to be linked to what we have on ground. We may have other occasions to talk about other things, but about the convocation and other important things that have been addressed by the Vice Chancellor. So we take like 5 questions. I think that should be fine.
There are 5 million houses there.
7. Thank you, sir. So with the approval of the Vice Chancellor, 7 questions will be coming from... okay. So the first one will be coming from Guardian newspaper, Prince Adewale Momo.
Good afternoon, sir. Once again, I would like to once again congratulate you, sir, on the feat achieved so far in the last 1 year and over the years. And over the years, as regards the feat attained by the university. Sir, during your address, you made mention about the African traditional medicine. I want to know, sir, is there any plan by the university to train students in that aspect, aside, okay, trying to get drugs from that area? I don't know, is there any plan by the university to train students, and how will you convince students and parents to all ensuring that, oh, they're not coming from the normal medicine that we all know, that for the aspect of traditional medicine. And the second question, sir, is that over the years, you graduated quite a number of physicians from the university. And are you not concerned as stakeholders that the moment you are training these students and the graduates, they are leaving the shores of Nigeria? And you are not really actually, they won't be residing in Nigeria to practice in this country on what they have been trained about, but you just put this there for other countries. Yes.
Thank you. That's one question. Obviously. Let me thank you for this very insightful question. You know, the word I use in this address when it comes to African medicine is that it's inexcusable neglect. When you take a look at other parts of the world, China, for example, anybody who is using anti-malaria today is using a drug that came from herb that China discovered from this herb. And why can't we discover any? So yes, you are correct that research is important, but you are asking, will you train students? And how will their parents be convinced? Right. There are two dimensions to that. Number one, as I announced, NUC had approved, it has it now in its curriculum, a course called Complementary and Alternative Medicine. It's now approved for Nigerian universities. We advocated for it. But the fact is, how many people want their children to go and be, if you want to use the word Babalawo? Why did we call them Babalawo? Because that's the concept we have all had. And when that concept shifts, you find that people will also shift. Well, how have we started? We are starting first with integrating some core elements from herbal medicine into the training we are doing now. So if you are a medical student and you think herbal medicine doesn't make sense, by the time you attend 1, 2, 3 classes and you see that, oh, there is value here. So we are starting with convincing even those who are in orthodox program by integrating elements of African herbal medicine into their training. It may interest you to know that the West African Health Organization had already finalized 3 of such courses, and we are part of the people that developed this with them. So we are bringing that to integrate, and hopefully they will also become the voices about the potence and the potentials of our medicine. So about parents, I'm not sure we need to convince parents. Every parent wants the child to succeed. Every parent wants the child to do well. What parents need to see is the potential. When they see the potentials, they of their own will begin to push their children. If you go to America today, you know how much people are making from herbal medicine. Last time I was buying lemongrass tea. Another time I bought a bottle of coconut water, maybe $5. I'm like, if I buy $5 in this Nigeria, I know how much I can buy. So as we begin to develop that area, people will see the potential, and we don't need to begin to advocate. They will naturally crave for it. Why are people looking for nursing today? Because they see potential. Some years back, it was banking everybody was running to because they saw potential. So once the potential becomes visible, but if you don't start, people will see the potential. So we are starting, but we are starting first with integrating into our existing program. Secondly, we are going to be working with those who are out there, those who are traditional practitioners. We are actually having a discussion with them now. We'll be running training for them, so that some of these great knowledge they have, we can separate the knowledge that is science-based from the one that is fetish and the one that is all bamboozling. You know, we can separate them. And we can grant the science in real science and also help to keep those secrets that people used to die with, and we can preserve our heritage for the future. So it's something we are very passionate about because we think it is a great opportunity for our country, for our university, and for the world to benefit from that great gift God has given Africa in terms of African herbal medicine. Now, as to, are we concerned about Japa? I'm sure that you probably have heard me speak about Japa like 10 times. And my answer is this. If you have a flask that is leaking, you could stop it if it's possible to stop it. If it's not possible to stop it totally, you will slow the rate. What you can do is to pour water back at a faster rate. And that has always been part of our advocacy. That one of the things we need to do is to expand the horizon in terms of admission quota. But admission quota is not given on a platter of gold, because we also need to ensure quality in our training. So what happens is the regulatory body comes back to look at your resources. As you are expanding your resources, they are willing to expand. So when you hear us go from 50 to 125, it's because we have recorded significant increase and improvement in our training resources and our personnel. And so, if we increase the number of people we are producing, and the same number is still going out, we will retain more than ever before. I hope that makes sense. On the other hand, we must slow down the rate of that people are going out. And I say that without any apologies. It doesn't make sense for a nation to use these resources to train people and allow other people to take the same resources for free. Nobody does that. I won't use my money to train your children. You are not like to use your money to train my children and leave your own children. And that's the same analogy we have here. We are using our money more or less to train doctors for other countries without a compensation. I've always believed, I've always said this without any worries, that the Nigerian government must put in place a regulation that says if you are trained in a public university with public money, mark my word, public university with public money, you must work for this country for at least 5 years. But you must have a liberty to say, I don't want to work, then pay back the money that we used to train you, so that we can use the money to train other people. That system is not strange. If you work for a university and you are going for a training, you sign a bond and we send you. If you come back and say, I don't want to work again, you pay back the money. So there's nothing extraordinary. It's simply the courage to be willing to do that. And if you go to a private school, your case may be different. But if you have been trained with government money, it only makes sense that you give service back. I am not, on the other hand, neglecting the fact that Nigerian government needs to improve salary. I am not. That is important. But it's not only for doctors and nurses. It's for everybody. Nigerian government needs to improve the facilities for them to practice. That's important. But we must slow down. The good thing, by the way, is that if they are all going, now that we want to start African complementary medicine, you find no babalawo that will treat you.
Thank you.
Once again, my name is Akim Badamasi. I report for Nigerian Tribune. So, number one, we have tertiary institution like yours in Ondo State complaining about funding from the state government. How are you coping with the funding of the institution?
Fantastic question.
That is one. Then two, in the last 9 years, how many graduates have been produced by the schools?
Okay. All right.
Then I want a clarification. We are talking about dentists, 2 sets of dentists being produced for this convocation. And you said, aside Unilag.
As an University of Lagos.
Yes.
No. As an Lagos State University.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Aside from Lagos State University.
Okay. That is State University. Okay, now.
Okay. All right. Thank you. The issue you raise about the state universities, it's not just state. In fact, it's worse with federal universities. So it's not just about those state government and those institutions. Federal universities are worse hit by financial issues. You probably might have read in the newspaper of NEPA or BBDC going to lock the gate of federal universities because they couldn't pay electricity bill. You will not have heard of that happen to any university in those states. because we are still able to pay electricity bill. But the reality is this: nowhere in the world, maybe aside from communist country, will universities depend on government money. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. Nowhere in the world. Universities are not nurtured, funded solely by government. Nowhere in the world, except communist country, probably. And so, what we should be thinking about is a multi-modal approach to funding universities rather than waiting for government. And that approach must include at least 4 dimensions of our economy. 1, the government doing its part. 2, the parents doing their part. 3, the civil society, including churches, mosques, those who are well-to-do. And 4, the university itself being ingenious in raising funds to drive itself. Those 4 approaches are what we bring together that enable us to stay afloat and continue to move forward. And so we are financially stable. We pay salaries by 24th of the month. We even pay bonus at the end of the year, no matter how small it is. That's how brilliant and how financially strong we are. Well, number of students. Somebody have to add this up for you. We'll add and give it to you. Like I said, this year we are doing 583. Last year was 300. They add the next before, and then you have the figure. Yes, sir.
The Vice Chancellor, I need to commend you for what you've been able to do in this institution. You have turned this place to an enviable place where you produce medical doctors, well-trained medical personnel. But my question is on the fees being paid by the students. If you look at it, paying over 1 million to train a medical doctor, not just one.
Yeah.
Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I want to ask, when you said if you are trained with public funds, is this applicable to your school?
Okay.
That's the first question.
All right.
And the second question, what are you doing to ensure that these people, indigent students, can come to your school?
Thank you very much. What does it cost? I think the first question is, what does it cost to train a doctor? How do we know what it costs? I will ask you to take a view about the broader Nigerian field. Base University charges 6.5 million. Abibawala charges now over 5 million, but almost 6 million. Why are they charging so? Because what it costs to train a medical student is about minimum of 5.5 million to 7.5 million. That's what it costs. That's what it costs to train one per year. Per year. So if you are charging 2 point something, it means that every student has received automatically 50% subsidy from Ondo State government, irrespective of where they come from. Those who are from Ondo State, they pay 60% of our fee. So they have received maybe 60-65% subsidy from government. I don't think subsidy must always be zero. Subsidy can be graded. And the reality is this. In the economy we are in, we can play the ostrich of putting our head below the sand. No government can afford education without parents. But the good thing in Nigeria is that there are grades. You can go to the likes of Ife and Ibadan, where the money is less. So the poor will always find school in Nigeria if the poor is good. The poor will always, the poor will always, even for Unimed. Can I say to you that Unimed today has 39 courses. 65-70% of those courses cost less than 150, cost only 150,000 a year. More than 2/3 of our courses cost just 150,000 a year, because we're also doing scholarships. So if you cannot pay for the one that is 2 million, you can pay for the one that is 150,000. You know, it's a matter of choice, and that is true of every country in the world. Some people go to Harvard University, where today MPH of 9 months is $75,000. And the same country, that MPH program that runs $15,000. So Unimed, we don't compare ourselves to any other person. We are glad and proud to be Nigeria's first specialized medical and sciences university. And there was a price to pay for that.
Okay.
Okay. The total number of students that have graduated is 1,192. 192. 1,192. 1192.
Another round of applause for the Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much, sir, for doing justice to the questions. I think actually the speech of the Vice Chancellor is explicit enough to cover all the things that you gentlemen need to know. Once again, we appreciate the Vice Chancellor for this. And at this point, we'd like to invite the chairman for the 5th Convocation Planning Committee of the University, in person of Professor Olumide Ogundansi, to please give a vote of thanks on this occasion. A round of applause for him.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, stand on all the other protocols for university management and my colleagues. It is not every time that you have a press conference that goes the way this has gone, having such insightful questions, very objective questions, and questions that really add value to the topic being discussed on ground. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to honor our invitation. The 7 media houses here, OSRC, The Punch, The Guardian newspaper, The Nigerian Tribune, The Vanguard, TVC News, and Eki FM. We are very grateful that you honored our invitation. These are quality media houses, and we do appreciate your presence here. We do hope that you would also be present on Thursday when the convocation proper takes place, and then you have an opportunity not only to again hear from the Vice Chancellor, from the Governor, and also you'll also be able to have a chance to interact with the graduating students also. So thank you very much. Of course, I'll be remiss if I don't thank the Vice Chancellor and the management team for the wonderful work they have done and continue to do in bringing Unimed to where it is now and, propelling it towards the future. So I'd like to thank you very much, sir, for this press conference and all the information you provided, and to the members of your team also, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, and the Bossa. Thank you all so very much. My colleagues, the deans, directors, and also colleagues from the VC's office, thank you all so much. I do look very much forward to a good, exciting, and very fulfilling convocation on Thursday. We're working so very hard to make sure that the event is one that we would all be proud of. So thank you very much once again. Welcome and have a safe trip back to your different destinations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Can we be on our feet as we take the anthems? We'll take the university anthem first, Unimed anthem, and thereafter the national anthem. University anthem. Yoruba. Okay, the national, please. Thank you. Ẹ fẹ́ ṣe Yorùbá. Yorùbá yìí. Sir?
Why you come to my downstairs?
Is it normal, Abi? Okay.
Easy. You have an open mic. Don't go.